to have Dr. Onyekachi Nwafor, a renewable energy professional with over 8 years of international experience in project assessment, strategic development, and sustainability advocacy. He's a dedicated expert in evaluating and delivering large-scale renewable energy projects with a proven track record in driving the transition towards a low-carbon economy. Currently, Onyekachi serves as the CEO of Katex, a renewable energy company based in Lagos, Nigeria. Since August 2021, he has led the design and installation of solar PV systems, significantly enhancing clean energy access in off-grid and undeserved communities. His efforts have included critical evaluations of project impact and feasibility, optimizing strategic directions, and facilitating high-level strategic partnerships that foster a supportive ecosystem for renewable energy advancements. So today he will take us through the topic. So let's dive in and listen from him. Welcome, Dr. Onyekachi Nwafor.
Hi, Jerry. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. Depending wherever you are joining us from, I'm so excited to anchor today's session. Let me quickly share my screen. Are you able to see my screen?
No.
Okay, I guess it's still loading. Can you see it now?
Yes, we can see your screen. Onyekachi, go ahead.
Okay, good. So today's topic is the role of data analytics in shaping evidence-based policies. Oh, sorry. Yes, I pressed something else.
Yes, we're able to see your screen now.
Yeah, but I think the presentation is just moving. I'm trying to take it back from the beginning. Please give me a few minutes. Trying to. Can you still see the screen? I think I'm having a little trouble with my system, so Let me try and get it sorted. My system is hanging. Just give me a few minutes. Cannot move it to the next slide. Okay, let me just start. Probably I hope it starts functioning. So the topic is the role of data analytics in shaping evidence-based policies. We know that in this modern world we are living, the creation and execution of policies are more and more influenced by data analytics. Policies that are supported by data and actual evidence, which is known as evidence-based policies, are crucial for tackling complicated societal problems. Data analysis allows policymakers to examine extensive amount of data, as well as recognize trends and make well-informed decisions. I don't know why my screen is not moving when I want to take it to the next presentation mode. So I don't know if probably somebody else can help me with it. Let me see. Okay, I think it's going now. Okay. All right, definition. So data analytics involves examining large data sets to uncover hidden patterns, correlations, and insights. It utilizes various techniques from statistics, machine learning, and data mining. And important is that it makes informed decision-making because it provides evidence-based insights that enable policymakers to make well-informed decisions. Another importance of it is its efficiency, because by analyzing vast amounts of data quickly, data analysts can streamline the policymaking process. Another importance of it is its effectiveness. This is because data-driven policies are more likely to address real issues and achieve the desired outcome. And there is a shift from traditional to data-driven policymaking. When you look at the traditional policymaking, it kind of heavily relies on expert opinions. So the data set or the information is basically centered on an expert, his opinion, probably historical precedents and limited data. It's also often reactive, which addresses issues after they arise. We'll be able to look at reactive and proactive data. But when it comes to data-driven policymaking, this uses real-time data and advanced analytics to anticipate and address issues proactively. It also allows continuous monitoring and adjustment of policies based on new data. So what are the importance of evidence-based policies? When we look at the evidence-based policies, what are the importance of it? Evidence-based policies are very vital because they rely on solid evidence rather than normal guesswork or personal experiences. And therefore, this ensures that decisions are well informed and is based on real data. and which is going to lead to more successful and efficient solutions to social issues. Ultimately, evidence-based policies improve the overall quality of governance. So in the reason why it actually matters is the fact that it is successful and efficient. It offers successful and efficient solutions because it will always lead to more effective solutions to social issues. It will also improve the overall efficiency and success rate of policies. In terms of solid evidence over guesswork, it ensures that the decisions are grounded in data and factual information and not based on assumptions or guesswork. It also moves away from reliance on personal experiences or untested theories. It also helps in improving government quality by making informed decision-making, and also brings what we call accountability and transparency. It also helps to tackle complex societal problems, which is like giving a holistic understanding of the problem and making a proactive decision in regards to the problem. So what are the role of data analytics in modern government? In a simple term, data analytics has changed how governments operate by using a kind of real-time data analysis to predict the outcomes and adjust policies effectively. This change means that instead of just reacting to issues as they arise, government can simply can be more proactive in making the policies and the intervention, which is going to lead to quicker and more effective responses. Evolution of data analysis. Yeah, data analysis has evolved from simple statistics to currently what we have the complex algorithms. The field of data analytics has undergone remarkable transformations over time. In the past, data analysis primarily rely on basic statistical techniques to examine and interpret relatively small data sets. These methods, such as calculating averages, medians, and standard deviations, provided insight into data patterns and trends. However, there is a rapid advancement of technology and exponential growth of data. The field of data analysis has expanded to encompass far more sophisticated approaches. In today, data analysts and scientists employ complex algorithms to process and analyze enormous volumes of data, which is often referred to as big data. And these advanced algorithms can effectively handle diverse types of data, including structured, semi-structured, and unstructured data. This may come from various sources such as social medias, sensors, customer transactions. And by leveraging these powerful computational resources and innovative techniques like machine learning, artificial intelligence, these algorithms can uncover hidden patterns, relationships, and abnormalities that is faced within the data. Some of the complex algorithms used for data analysis include the deep learning. This has to do with neural network, which multiply layers, which can learn and extract intricate patterns from large data sets, particularly useful for image and speech recognition. So we also have the natural language processing. These algorithms enables computers to understand and interpret and also generate human language, and also facilitate tasks such as sentiment analysis and text classifications. The next one is also the recommender systems, the algorithms that analyzes user behavior and preferences to provide personalized recommendations, commonly used in e-commerce and content streaming platforms. Another one is that you have the anomaly detections. The algorithms here identify rare and unusual data points, which may indicate frauds, errors, or crucial events by learning patterns from historical data. This shift from statistical method to complex algorithm has actually revolutionized the field of data analytics, enabling organizations to extract valuable insights from vast amounts of data and make data-driven decisions to improve operations, optimize resources, and gain a competitive edge to the market. What about the historical perspective? In the past, policymakers had to rely on simple and statistical method and limited amount of data when making decisions. This means that the information they use to guide their policies might have been incomplete. It can also be outdated or not representative of the entire population. And as a result, the policies created during these times might not be effective or well informed as they could have been. However, when we talk about as the technology has advanced and more data has become available in digital formats, the policymaking process has undergone a significant transformation. With the rise of computers, the internet, and various data collections, policymakers now have access to vast amounts of up-to-date and diverse and as well as comprehensive data. The data can be quickly analyzed using sophisticated statistical methods and powerful computing tools. This availability of data, of digital data and advanced technology has revolutionized the way policies are crafted. Policymakers can now make more informed decisions based on deeper understanding of issues at hand, the affected populations, and the potential impact of different policy opinions or options. This has the potential to also lead to more effective, targeted and evidence-based policies that better serve the needs of societies. Advance in technologies. When we look at the advances in technology, it has actually led to creation of powerful computers and advanced tools for analyzing data. This improvement allows us to handle and examine large amounts of information more effectively. As a result, we can now get insights that are more accurate and trustworthy. For instances, we have the computing systems, which has become more and more powerful. Modern computers are now capable of handling a kind of complex tasks and processing vast amounts of data quickly and efficiently. We also have the sophisticated analytical tools, which has been developed. Some of the new softwares and algorithms, which has been created to analyze data more effectively, provides deeper insights and uncovering patterns that may have been previously hidden. Large data sets can now be processed and analyzed, thanks to these advancements in computing power and analytical tools, because it is now possible to work with massive amounts of data, which was not feasible in the past. More accurate and reliable insights are also obtained when you look at the combination of powerful computing systems and advanced analytical tools. It allows for more precise and trustworthy findings from data analysis. And this leads to better decision-making and problem-solving in various fields, such as businesses, also in science, healthcare, and other sectors. Integration of big data and machine learning. The combination of big data and machine learning has significantly improved data analysis. By leveraging these technologies, what happens is that we can now process enormous quantities of data and uncover intricate patterns. And we can now uncover intricate patterns that were not apparent before. This integration makes it possible to draw deeper insights and make more informed decisions on data. So we'll be looking at defining the big data and machine learning. When we talk about big data, what is big data? Big data simply refers to amount of data that are too large, complex, and rapidly generated to be processed and analyzed using traditional data management tools and methods. These data sets are characterized by three main factors, which are volume. Big data involves dealing with extremely large quantities of data, often measured in terabytes, petabytes, or even exabytes. The sheer size of the data makes it challenging to store, as well as to manage, analyze, using conventional database and software tools. The next one is also the velocity. Big data is generated at unprecedented speed, often in real time or near real-time data. And data is constantly streaming from various sources, such as the social media, the sensors. We also have the transaction systems and digital devices. The high velocity of data generated and the need for tiny analysis poses a significant challenge. Varieties. Big data comes in wide range of formats, both structured, example in databases, and unstructured. We can see that in text, in images, in audios, and as well as videos. This variety of data sources and types add complexity to the process of integrating, processing, and extracting variable insights from data. And due to massive scale and high velocity and diverse formats of big data, traditional system processing methods and tools are often inadequate. Big data requires advanced and analytical techniques such as machine learning, predictive analytics, and distributed computing framework to effectively analyze, process, and extract meaningful insights from massive database. The analysis of big data can provide information to organizations, or provide organizations with valuable insights, patterns, trends that can inform decision-making, improve operational efficiency, drive innovation, and create competitive advantage across various industries, including the healthcare, the finance, the retail, the transportation, and sectors, or various industries you can name. How does machine learning work? Machine learning is a way to build systems that can learn and improve from experience without being explicitly programmed with all the rules and logic. Instead of writing the coding aspect that tells the computer exactly what to do in every situation, the machine learning aspect uses what we call algorithms, and which are trained on data to learn patterns and relationships. So I'm going to list the step by step of how the machine learning typically works. It first of all do the collect data, that is data collection. So it starts with collecting the large amount of data relevant for the problem you want to solve. Data could be images, it could be text, it could be numbers, or any other type of information. Then it goes to pre-processing the data. The collected data is then cleaned, is then formatted and organized in a way that makes it easier for the machine learning algorithm to process it. Then it also go through training. The machine learning algorithm is then trained on the data that is pre-processed. And then this actually means that the algorithm analyzes the data and tries to find pattern and relationship within it. During the training process, the algorithm adjusts its internal parameters to better understand the data. It also do what we call the evaluation. So after the training process, the algorithm's performance is evaluated on a separate set of data that it has not seen before. This evaluation will help to determine how well the algorithm can generalize what it has learned, or maybe the unseen data. Then the next one is what we call the optimization. So based on the evaluation results, the algorithm may further tune or optimize to improve its performance. This could involve adjusting various settings or parameters, or even trying a different type of machine learning algorithm together. Deployment. Once this algorithm has been optimized and performs well, it can be deployed in a real-world applications or systems. At this point, the algorithm can make predictions and decisions based on the new data it encounters. And then it also goes through continuous improvement, because in many cases, the deployed machine learning system can continue to learn and improve over time as it receives and processes more data. This is known as online learning or lifelong learning. The key advantage of machine learning is that it can automatically learn complex patterns and relationships in data that which could be difficult or impossible for humans to manually code. This makes it a powerful tool for solving a wide range of problems, from image and speech recognition and recommendation systems and predictive analysis. There is also a synergy between the big data and machine learning. The combination of big data and machine learning create powerful analytical tools that can process and analyze vast amounts of data quickly and accurately. The synergy enables more effective and efficient policymaker by providing a data-driven insight and supporting the evidence based on decision-making. So what are the impacts on policymaking? That is from, we have to, let me talk about moving from the reactive to proactive policies. When we talk about reactive policies, it is a traditional policies which is often created in the creation to problem or issues that has already occurred. So the reactive policies is emanated as a result of problems or issues which have already occurred. So this means that the policies we are developed after a situation of crisis has already happened as a response to address the specific problem. For example, we can look at a company that wants to create a cybersecurity system policy after experiencing a data breach from their database. This is so that they can be able to prevent further breaches from happening in the future. But when it comes to proactive policies, this has to do with the use of data analytics, and it is now possible to take proactive approach to policy decision or to policy making. Instead of waiting for problems to occur and then reacting to them, policymakers such as organizations and even government can now use data analysis to identify the potential issues ahead, or therefore the risk ahead of time, before they become a kind of critical or cause some harm. By analyzing data and trends, organizations can potentially detect warnings, patterns that could lead to future problems. They can also create policies and take preventive measures to address these potential issues before they escalate or they cause damage. The real-time analysis. There's also ability to analyze data as it is happening in real time. And this allows policymakers such as the government officials to create laws and regulations to closely monitor situations as they unfold immediately. By having access to up-to-the-minute information, they can quickly understand what is going on and make changes or adjustments to existing policies and rules as it's needed. This dynamic approach, where policies can be adapted rapidly based on new data, leads to more responsive government. Responsive government means that the government can address issues and respond to challenges and circumstances more effectively and promptly, rather than being very slow or inflexible, because they have access to data. Essentially, real-time analysis gives policymakers the agility to fine-tune policies while situations are still unfolding. Instead of waiting until after the fact, this allows for more effective government that can keep up with evolving realities on the ground. Forecasting outcomes and adapting policies. Forecasting outcomes simply means predicting or estimating what is likely to happen in the future as a result of certain actions or policies. And also adopting policies means modifying or adjusting policies, rules, regulations, or plans of actions based on new information or changing circumstances. Data analytics provide tools for forecasting the potential outcomes of different policy options. Data analytics refers to the process of analyzing large data sets to find patterns and insights. The tools provided by this data analytics allow policymakers to estimate and predict what might happen if they implement different policies or choices. By stimulating various scenarios, policymakers can make more informed decisions and adapt policies to achieve desired outcome. Examples are simulating. When it comes to simulating scenarios, simulating scenarios means creating models or different type of models or representations of different possible situations or policy options. By analyzing these simulated scenarios, policymakers can make more informed decisions by understanding the potential consequences or outcomes of each option. With this knowledge, they can help adapt or modify their policies to better achieve the desired goals or outcome they want. So we'll be looking at the case study on environmental policy. And the focus will be on climate change and natural resources. Climate change and the management of natural resources are important areas where data analytics is very crucial. This case study, we're going to explore how data analytics is utilized to create and enforce efficient environmental policies. What are the importance of data analytics in environmental policy? Number one is that it actually provides insight into climate patterns. By analyzing large data sets related to weather, temperature, precipitations, and other climatic factors, data analytics techniques can help identify patterns and trends in Earth's climate over time. Resource consumption. Data analytics can also shed light on how natural resources such as water, energy, and raw materials are being consumed by human activities. This information is crucial for understanding our impact on the environment, and also developing strategies for more efficient resource utilization. The impact of human activities on the environment. Through data analysis, we can actually quantify and understand the effect of human activities, such as industrialization, transportation, agriculture, and urbanization on the environment. This includes measuring factors like the greenhouse gas emission, deforestation, and pollution levels. It is also very essential for developing policies that addresses climate change. This insight that is gained from data analytics can help policymakers to make decisions and create informed policies and strategize to mitigate and adapt to climate change. For example, data on emission patterns can guide policies aimed at reducing greenhouse gas emissions, or also promoting adoption of renewable energy sources. It also promotes sustainable resource management. Data analytics can also inform policies and practice for sustainable management of natural resources. By understanding patterns of resource consumption and their environmental impacts, the use of data analytics can actually provide strategies to conserve resources, reduce waste, and promote circular economies. In the aspect of PV optimization using AI and machine learning, you can actually monitor your PV. When I talk about PV, I'm talking about solar panels. It's also known as photovoltaic models. These are a kind of panels in a literal understanding that convert sunlight to electricity. To ensure that these panels are working effectively and producing maximum amount of energy possible, advanced technology like artificial intelligence and machine learning are employed. Then how does this technology actually work in monitoring and optimizing PV models? One, they help in monitoring. Like various sensors and data collection devices are installed in the PV system to gather information such as the solar irradiance, the intensity of sun, the temperature, the electrical output, the performance, and the performance parameters, and the current output as well as the input current. This data is then fed into AI and machine learning model, which will analyze it and then detects any abnormality or maybe any malfunctioning or potential failures, and also performance degradation in PV modules or other components. By continuously monitoring this system, these models can provide early warnings or alerts about potential issues, allowing for timely maintenance or repairs. In the aspect of optimization, the AI and machine learning model study can historically predict the expected energy output from the PV system. Based on these predictions, the model will then identify opportunities to optimize the system performance, such as adjusting the tilt angles of the panels, knowing if they are due for maybe cleaning and maintenance, and then also implementing advanced control strategies to keep it functioning in its maximum capacity or efficiency. The model will also just suggest ways to enhance the overall efficiency of the PV system, such as maybe recommending best location. Yes, you can actually recommend the best location, the best place that have the solar irradiance, the intensity of the sun, the best weather and condition environment, and also places where you can install the new panels, and also suggesting the upgrade of certain components that are within the panels. So by leveraging artificial intelligence and machine learning, PV system owners and operators can gain valuable insights, proactively address issues, and continuously fine-tune the system to maximize energy production and efficiency. This will help to improve the overall return on investment and contributes to wider adoption of solar energy as a sustainable and cost-effective energy source, sustainable source of energy. Enhancing efficiency and sustainability. AI and machine learning can enhance the performance and reliability of PV modules. This means that these technologies can help solar panels and related equipment to work better, more consistently, allowing them to produce more electricity from the same amount of sunlight. By improving the performance and reliability of solar energy system, AI and machine learning contribute to making solar energy solutions more sustainable, enhancing the efficiency of solar panels, which will going to make solar energy to be more viable and last long in generating electricity. The advancement of AI and machine learning for solar energy can support the development of policies that promote the adoption of renewable energy sources like the solar panel. When solar energy becomes more efficient and reliable, it will definitely going to encourage policymakers to create incentive and regulations that can encourage the widespread of the use of renewable energy or solar energy, which can come as an alternative to fossil fuel. So we'll be looking at the real world scenario. And one of them is the case study of SolarImo. SolarImo is one of the big solar energy company that is based in Germany. So we recently collaborated with them on their equipment, on their various power plants. And then one of the things that we find out that through optimizing their various PV modules and using AI and machine learning, it can actually make the energy more sustainable and also improve the output. By optimizing the PV modules and improving their performance, these techniques are said to have positive impact when it comes to the energy sustainability. More efficient solar panels can now contribute to generation of renewable energy and reduce reliance of non-sustainable energy sources. The way it works is that after we have installed, we have optimized we use one of their power plants. After we have optimized it using AI and machine learning, we are able to detect the actual performance of each panels. And as a result of that, we know when the panels are not functioning effectively. We know the panels that are less effective. We also know the panels that are degrading. So if we're able to produce this results, some of the panels that are degrading, due to the optimization can tell you the efficiency that it has. And if the efficiency cannot carry the current power plant it is functioning, it can also be repurposed into a secondary life. Maybe it can be used for other things instead of completely discarding it. So through this optimization, you are able to gain the real information of each PV modules in their various power plants. And one of the things it has achieved for them is that in terms of performance monitoring, it has allowed them to accurately track the performance of their various their PV models in various weather conditions and at different times of the day. And this also allows identify performance drop or potential device problems. In terms of optimized operations, this has also helped to understand how the panels behave in different conditions, in different weather conditions, and then we can now adjust their performances, such as changing the angle. You can know if the angle needs to be changed to another direction because probably the sun and solar irradiance or the intensity of the sun is coming towards that direction. And also, it can also help you to know if the batteries can be effectively adapted to improve the efficiency and energy storage or the energy distribution. Then in terms of the proactive maintenances, having this panel performance data having a real-time series and having the panel performance data every 5 minutes, it will actually allow early detection of potential faults or performance drops. Corrective action can then be taken before the problem arises. So you can actually know when to maintain it, when to call for maintenance before it becomes a very big issue. And when it comes to the customer support, because of the faithfulness of this data, the client can receive more precise information about the performance of their photovoltaic systems, and which will now help them understand how their system works and how they can improve their efficiency. And in terms of the growth planning, when it comes to analyzing this data, it also helps in planning the growth and expansion of the company, because it can allow them to understand the trends in the energy production from the photovoltaic panels or different time periods and locations, which can be useful when making any decisions. They can know if they need to increase probably the number of energy capacity in that particular location has increased. It will help them because they have the information within them and they can make a decision of what to do. In terms of customization of the offer, having this detailed data also allows you to adapt to specific customer needs. This may include offering system optimization solutions, maintenance services, or energy consulting. There have been different options where most of the time the technicians can just come and be doing a lot of test running. They are just test running. They don't know the actual source. They might remove panel today and put battery. But when you have all this system optimized, you'll be able to know the exact problem, and then you can now customize the solution to suit into the problem. So having data on monthly basis, every 5 minutes in terms of real-time service for a given location will actually give the opportunity to better understand the performance of the PV systems and provide tools to make more precise and effective business decisions and support its business support in terms of what you offer to customers. So finally, we can go into the challenges and ethical consideration, because there's also a lot of challenges and ethical consideration when it comes to data. But before that, okay, let me just, addressing data quality and reliability. So when it comes to addressing data quality and reliability, it is something that poses a very big challenge in our modern world, because sometimes you need to know if the data that is provided is accurate and is also unbiased, because the accuracy and reliability of data are very critical when it comes to effective policymaking. Accurate data is very essential for policymakers to make informed decisions that address real issues, challenges faced by the society. Reliable data ensures that policies are based on factual information rather than flawed or incomplete data, which could lead to ineffective or misguided policies. Policymakers must ensure that data is collected, processed, and analyzed in a way that minimizes biases and as well as inaccuracies. Data collection methods should be designed to gather representative and comprehensive information from diverse sources without favoring certain groups or perspectives. Data processing and analysis techniques should be objective and free from inherent biases that could distort the interpretation of the data. Measures should be taken to identify and mitigate potential sources of inaccuracies, such as error in data entry, sampling biases, or outdated information. Policymakers at this point have the responsibility to ensure the integrity of data they rely upon for decision-making. Biased or inaccurate data can lead to policies that fail to address these real needs of population, or worse, exacerbates existing problems, or even create a new ones when you have the wrong data. By prioritizing accuracy and impartiality of data collection, processing, and analysis, policymakers can now increase the likelihood of developing effective and equitable policies that can truly serve the best interests of the society. When it comes to mitigating biases in data collection analysis, how does that work? Mitigating biases in data collection analysis has to be involved, or involves in recognizing and also reducing unfair or discriminatory influences that may affect the outcome of research of decision-making. It is important to address these biases to ensure that policies and decisions are just and not unbiased. Data collection, on the other hand, refers to how the information is gathered, whether through a survey, maybe an experiment, observations, observational studies, or other methods. This can be various types of, and there can be various types of biases introduced into the stage. This include selection bias. If the sample of data collected is not representative of the entire population, it can lead to skewed or biased results. So the second one is measurement bias. This is the way questions are phrased or data is measured, and it can also introduce biases if it is not done in a proper way. Then in terms of observer bias, this has to do with the beliefs, the expectations or behavior of the person collecting the data. It can as well as influence the data itself. Most of the time, when some panels, when we are collecting data of each panels, most of the data information from the manufacturer, they can put some informations that are that are based on the location, but it's not so precise based on the exact capacity of the panel. It can just, they will just put some information based on the location it will be utilized. And if the information is not correct, it ends up not having or producing the correct output it's supposed to produce. So when it comes to observer or location, sometimes we put some data based on our own specific expectation or how we want it, but not really based on the actual result, the actual information the product have. And if these biases are not identified and mitigated, the resulting analysis and conclusion can perpetuate unfair or discriminatory outcomes, even if unintentional. For example, if data collection process unrepresented certain demographic groups, the analysis may fail to account for their perspective or experiences accurately. To ensure fairness and equity, it is crucial to be aware of potential biases and take steps to mitigate them. Some of the steps that we could involve to mitigate these biases is in terms of carefully designing data collection method to be representative and inclusive. Another one should be using the biases and techniques in your data analysis. Having diverse team involved in data collections and analysis, not just a particular group, a particular people that have one particular belief, but when it comes to diversity and inclusion, it will help them to make a decision without any form of bias. And as well as regularly auditing processes for potential biases, incorporating feedback from affected communities. By actively working to identify and mitigate biases, policymakers and organizations can increase the chances that their policies and decisions are truly fair and equitable for all groups, rather than perpetuating existing biases or discrimination. Maintaining data integrity. When it comes to maintaining data integrity refers to overall accuracy, the completeness and consistency of data. It ensures that the data is reliable, it is trustworthy, and free from errors, duplications, or inconsistencies. Maintaining data integrity is very crucial because any flaw or inaccuracies in the data, it can actually lead to incorrect analysis, decisions, and policies. Crucial for the credibility of data-driven policies. In today's data-driven world, organizations, governments, or policymakers heavily depend on data to formulate. They heavily depend on data to enable them to formulate policies and make strategic decisions and drive initiative. However, if the underlying data lacks integrity, the resulting policies or decisions may be flawed, ineffective, or even detrimental. Therefore, maintaining data integrity is essential to ensure the credibility and reliability of data-driven policies and decisions. Robust data governance framework are also formal structures, policies, and processes that ensure the effective management and oversight of an organization's data assets. A robust data governance framework defines rules, responsibilities, standards, and procedures for data management, including data quality, data security, data privacy, and data access. It provides a systematic approach to maintaining data integrity throughout the data cycle. What are the ethical use of data analytics when it comes to balancing benefits and as well as privacy? Because while we understand that data has a lot of benefits in terms of making informed decisions, there's also need for you to balance the privacy of the data, especially the individuals. So while it's very significant, there's also concern that policymakers must balance the benefits of data analytics with the need of protected individual privacy. Policymakers must strike a balance between realizing the benefits of data analytics and protecting individual privacy rights. The balance is very necessary because completely restricting data analytics without which will limit the potential benefits, while allowing unfettered access to personal data will always lead to privacy violations and abuse. And in order to achieve this balance, policymakers should need to implement regulation, guidelines, and safeguards that will ensure personal data is collected and used in ethical and transparent manner with individuals' consent and knowledge. We will also limit the type of personal data that are collected and the purposes for which it is being used. Required organizations to implement robust security measures to protect personal data from unauthorized access or breaches. Give individuals the right to access, also correct or delete their personal data held by any organizations. Also, they should also impose penalties and consequences for organizations that violate privacy laws or mishandle personal data. And so by striking the right balance, policymakers can allow society to benefit from the advantages of data analytics, while also protecting individuals' fundamental rights to privacy and safeguarding their personal information. So in conclusion, the indispensable role of data analytics in policy making. Data analytics has become an indispensable tool in modern governments, enabling evidence-based policymaking and more effective solutions to societal challenges. The transformative impact on environmental policies, when you look at the transformative impact on environmental policy, the use of this data analytics in environmental policy, particularly in areas such as climate change and renewable energy, has led to significant advancement in sustainability and as well as resource management. When it comes to the challenges and the ethical consideration, addressing the challenges and ethical consideration associated with data analytics is very critical for ensuring that policies are fair, transparent, and accountable. What are the future directions for data-driven governance? As technology keeps advancing, the use of data analysis to help make decisions and policies for government will even become more important. Research and new innovations are still needed to take full advantage of the use of data effectively for government decision-making and governance. In other words, as tools for the collecting and analyzing large amounts of data improve over time, there will be more opportunities for government to use those data in order to enable them to make quality decisions. Some of the key points in data analytics is that it is capable and it will play an increasing vital role in how governance operates and make policies. And also continuous research is necessary to develop better techniques for leveraging data effectively and also for governance and policy decisions. New innovation in data science and technology will enable government to take a greater advantage of data-driven decision-making. So in essence, it is stating that data-driven governance has significant potential, but realizing that this potential require ongoing effort and advance, and also will require an significant effort to advance the underlying method that is used in these technologies. I think this brings me to the end of my presentation. Thank you for listening.
Thank you so much, Onyekachi, for that wonderful presentation. Yeah, it's actually evident that data plays a very crucial role in policy formulation, policy making process, especially looking at the aspect of evidence, because from the evidence is what you will enable you make a decision. And the moment you have inaccurate data or inconsistent data, the decision that will be made going to be very how can I put it? The decision made going to be very implementable, or will be implemented but will not be very effective, and its relevance going to be seen. So I think that was a very good presentation, and I welcome this. I welcome everyone. In case you have a question or a comment on the same, just to let us know what you think on this idea and why we should adopt it, especially the upcoming researchers and even those who are in the middle level or even senior level research career. Yeah. So before I see or I give opportunity to anyone, I'll call Jim. Probably, Jim, you've had such project before also, but you are dealing with AI in analyzing the data in renewable energy sector. Do you have anything to add on this presentation?
Thank you very much, Lavender. I might not be able to comment much because of where I am. I'm not able to talk much, but maybe I'm going to write something on the chat. Thanks.
Okay, thanks. I'll read that. I'm looking forward to seeing it. Okay, I'll just call randomly just to tell me what you've learned from this, and even what you feel we should adapt as well, in order to improve the aspect of evidence in making policies, and even the type of data that we really need. I mean, evidence also is just not evidence, but the quality of evidence also matters in policy making process. Yeah. So, Alvin, do you have any addition on this? Alvin? Okay. Sorry. Okay. I think maybe he's not in a position to talk. Jim, I'm still looking forward to your comment. Nancy, any addition? Nancy, I know you can hear me.
Yes, Lavender. Mine is to comment that the presentation is quite insightful. I love the presentation on the role of data in policy making. This helps in formulation of well-informed policies, which translates to great results for the people.
All right, great. Yeah, Delali, I can see your hand is up. Go ahead.
Yes. So thank you so much. Hello to everyone.
Hello.
I really enjoyed the presentation, and then, can you hear me?
Sure, go ahead.
So he gave a question about when it comes to quality of data. And I am really observing something at the moment. I'm collecting the data. I began last year, September, for my PhD project, and I'm using MIS method. So I've been in the community for since last year, September, for the qualitative aspect. Before maybe July or August, I'll go for the quantitative. So my long stay in the community has given me a lot of perspective. For example, the information they provided between September and December there are a lot of variations when it comes from January to dates. So if I've run away from the community for what I gathered from September to December, and then they make policies on that, it wouldn't have been so good. Let me put it that way, because I've seen a vast difference from the information they provide from the beginning. So this hit and run kind of data collection, even if it's quantitative, which can be a large number, even that one, how we rush through the data collection, do participants really understand the questions we ask? So even if it's quantitative, where they can just say yes or no, did they really understand the question? And I have somebody, the same project, somebody has gone to the field for PhD as in 1 week, in 1 week, we are using this method and collect data in 1 week. And this PhD that we are really, somebody may fall on it, policy may come out of it. So the quality of data, I think I really agree. If we can really sacrifice or spend more time, and this also calls for funding. So if we can spend more time, because spending 1 year in the community is very expensive. So the quality of data, as you mentioned, I think is very, very important, which I really agree. If we really want to influence our communities and society, we need a quality data. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you for that comment. I think that's well noted and self-explanatory as well. Yeah, so I'm still looking through. Gogo, what take-home message have you gotten from this presentation? As a GIS analyst, as well as a senior researcher at ARIN.
Hello, hope you can hear me.
Yeah.
This is very important research, and it's a very big step. Without taking care of the data, the analysis can do a very good analysis, but on a wrong data, which does not make your work to be actually, what do you say? What's the word? Not appropriate or not correct. So the very first step of checking if the data is analyzed correctly, if data is correct, that one helps a lot and encourage and supports good research, and then gives a proper analysis at the end. So this is I'll encourage Doc for the presentation is done. It's encouraging, and it gives young researchers who are coming to actually put this into their interest to make sure that this is part of what they do, so that they can come up with a good and clean analysis as far as that is concerned. That is my takeaway concerning this. Thank you very much.
Oh, great, you're welcome. Thank you so much. Is there anyone with a question? Meanwhile, Jim, I'm still waiting for your comment, because I felt like the two projects are kind of interlinked. The one you did on AI and this one that we've tackled a case study of that, is it the photovoltaic project in renewable energy sector as well. So I think the two can be interlinked. But again, I'm trying to imagine a scenario where someone doesn't have a knowledge, the technological know-how of operating these softwares for analyzing the big data. How do people go about that? Let me say this is an upcoming person, researcher, what, and how sustainable are these softwares that we are using? Today we have AI, we have the chat GPT, I think it's part of the AI. It's continuing to upgrade. Today we have 3.5, the next one is 4. I think at the moment we're having version 5. So how sustainable are these when coming to analyzing the big data? Onyekachi. Onyekachi, did you hear my question? In case you're talking, just know you're muted. Okay, I don't know. Probably is having connection issues. Abeku, go ahead.
Yeah, hello.
Please go ahead.
Yeah, good afternoon to everyone, and then thanks to Onyekachi for the insightful presentation. Though I was anticipating it so much, but I happened to miss a chunk of it. But I still have certain questions I had penned down, and I don't know if he's online to take this question. Yes, in the area of renewable energy, talking about data analytics and then those platforms related to that, I know there are existing softwares and then programs that have been used in the past, though they have not really been tagged as pro AI tools like Homer, Rich.
Is it only me? I can't hear you. Nancy, can you hear him?
No.
Abiku, probably we lost you as well. Okay, I think it dropped off. Onyekachi, can you hear us? Okay, I don't know. I think maybe we have the last person, then we close this because probably he also dropped off as well. So Florence, I think you can come in, give us your insight, and probably in case they don't come back, you just give us a closing remark. Florence, please.
Brenda, I wasn't expecting this, but thank you very much, Mr. Onyekachi. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, many thanks indeed to the presenter for that insightful presentation on the crucial role of data analytics in shaping evidence-informed policies. I think it's clear that leveraging big data and machine learning can profoundly enhance policy formulation and even of evaluation, and this can help in making informed and effective and adaptable solutions. Now, in the context on environmental policies, I think one of this is one of the ARIN focus areas, and artificial intelligence and machine learning to optimize PV systems is a remarkable example of how data analytics can contribute to sustainable energy solutions and, of course, climate action. So, Lavenda, I think this presentation also directly aligns with the collaborative efforts that we are doing with the AFIDEP, particularly in the joint initiatives under the LEAPS project. As you know, the LEAPS project is about advancing evidence-driven decision-making in areas such as climate and health, and of course, broader policy-making decisions. And for a long time, you know, we've advocacy has been vocal about critical issues affecting our society. And therefore, by promoting these evidence-informed policies, we are better equipped to address these complex societal challenges with precision and, of course, foresight. So I just want to thank you very much for, I just want to thank the audience very much for participating in this discussion, and I wish you a blessed weekend. Thank you.
Thank you, Flo. Thank you, everyone. I don't know if there's someone I'm leaving behind, though we've given the closing remark. Does someone have anything to say? I can see Jim has just typed in the Right. Go ahead. You just raised your hand. You dropped off. We couldn't hear you.
Yeah, sorry, but was my question exhausted, or I don't know
Go
which
ahead.
point I dropped off.
You can repeat the question.
Okay, so I was saying that within the area of renewable energy, for instance, there are existing data, big data, and then AI tools like Rich Screen, Homer, PVSys, and a couple of others that have already been in use for years now. So I wanted to know from the presentation, I don't know if it touched on it whilst I was dropped off. How are some of these existing softwares positioned to interface with emerging AI tools within the area of renewable energy for policy making? Thank you.
Hi, can you hear me?
Go ahead. We lost you as well.
Yes, I actually have to jump off. There was a final fire alarm in my location, so I needed to be sure that everything is okay in my house. So that's why I just have to come back. But it was in my neighbor's house that it's happening. So I think the last point I got was I think it was it Jerry's who asked the question about the use of various tools, how it is incorporated with AI and if it is effective. Yes, when it comes to PV system, we have various tools that are actually being used. For example, there are tools that enables us to be able to detect when it comes to measuring the overall capacity in terms of energy. When you want to do an installation like the mini grids in a location, and these tools can help you collect different data of energy, maybe energy needs of every household. And then it can help you also to know the number of panels and batteries. And then if you need to do what we call the autonomy, maybe 2-3 days autonomy before you can do the installation, these tools as well as help out to be able to implement it. And so far, it has actually proven to be very effective. Because for developers like us, when we want to do some installation, especially when it comes to rural electrification, mini grid, we leverage on these tools to be able to collect all the data we needed and get the precise information we need that will enable us to go ahead with the project and with the installation. So one of the things that we need that I believe that we need more development is how it can be integrated with AI and as well as machine learning in order to achieve a better and a bigger result. And this is something I believe that can be improved as time goes on. But the tools on its own have been very effective. So we can actually get solar irradiance of every location. So we are not in a particular location, probably in the northern part of the country. We have a project to you are not in that location, but with those tools, you can actually get the data you need. Maybe if it is the solar irradiance, you will know the intensity of sun. You will be able to know how it works in that location, even if it is wind speed. So these tools actually helps out to get all these informations. And when you use them, the result, it makes it very simple for most of us instead of doing a manual collection of data. However, I think there is still need for more improvement. There is still need for more innovation, especially when as regards to integrating it with this AI and machine learning. There is still need for more innovation to be made. And so far, it seems to be that they are working on a separate basis because the tool has a particular work it is doing. Then the machine learning also has a work it is doing. So I think this can be and something that can be recommended to innovators in order for them to work, especially if they can come together and bring these things together, integrate it together with AI and machine learning, then it can also make it much more better for us because when you are able to use those tools and then you have the machine learning to simulate and optimize it from your own end, it will be able to function effectively. And in terms of the output of it, it will be 100% and it will be much more better. I believe it will be much more better. So in my own part, I will not say that the tool is not reliable. It is reliable and it is also effective and it has been serving a lot of purpose. but I believe there is more work needs to be done, and we believe that there is a lot of work that is being done from innovative aspect of it to bring everything and to integrate it together. And hopefully, it's something we want to see in the nearest future. But I would say that it is effective, but there is more work. It's more innovation needs to be done as well. So I don't know whether there's any other question that was asked while I was away. So I'll be happy to answer.
Okay, I think they were just interlinked. They were more of the same question. Yeah, so I think that's all for today. But unless I'm leaving someone behind, I want to thank you so much for joining this review. And I can see Jim's comment also is just saying, emphasizing on decision and data, how they go hand in hand, and the data will help inform decision. That data-informed decisions are more impactful, and we've seen that as well. So whatever is needed right now is the aspect of technological skills, data analysis, also analytics, also having skills, and the integration of the two together to help in digitalization of all these things we are talking of in order to inform our policies better. So at this juncture, I'll ask each and every person to turn on their videos so that we can just take a group photo for this session. If you can hear me, kindly turn on your cameras. Ferdinand, Emmanuel, Nancy, when you're ready, let us know so that we can take a group photo and we call it a day. Emmanuel, thank you. Alvin, I think Alvin is not with us here. Yeah, so Nancy, when you're ready, let us know. Nancy?
Yes, Lavender, maybe people can smile.
Yeah, we can. Yeah.
That's fine.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much for your time and have a fantastic weekend ahead. Let's start at the same time.